Hello everyone. In the previous class, we have discussed what is government, why do we need a government, and universal adult franchise. Now in today's video, we'll be doing various forms of government, then 5 key elements that influence the working of a government and anti-apartheid struggle. So let's get started. So we'll continue our chapter 26, the government from civics. And today we'll discuss next 3 topics of this chapter. First is the anti-apartheid struggle and its importance. Second is various forms of government. In various forms of government, we'll talk about the democratic government and dictatorial government. And third is the key elements that influence the working of a government. So we'll start with the first topic, anti-apartheid struggle. Children, apartheid means differences on the basis of skin color. Or we can say difference between white and black people. The policy of racial discrimination is called apartheid. Means the difference between white and black people. And it happens in USA and South Africa. This policy was there in USA and South Africa for some time. In these two countries, the black people continued their struggle against the policy of racial discrimination. In this policy, the non-white people were not given any jobs in the national government. They had separate educational institutes, separate public facilities. In their own country, the non-whites were treated as inferior by their white rulers. They had to live in separate localities and use separate roads, transport, etc. Means all the black people. They live in separate localities, use separate roads, transport, etc. All the laws were made in favor of the white people. Means white were the rulers. I'm giving you the example also, 2 examples. First is from the Gandhiji. Children, Gandhiji also faced racial discrimination, means the difference of white and black people in South Africa. When he was thrown out of a train, the reason was that he was traveling by first class. In those days, in South Africa, only the white people could travel in the first class. So he faced the problem of racial discrimination in South Africa. One more example I am giving you, that is Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was a black nationalist leader in South Africa. The anti-apartheid struggle was started by Nelson Mandela and his party, the African National Congress, for a very long time. He became president of African National Congress in 1961. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1993 for his efforts to end apartheid. Means to end the differences between white and black people. Who? Nelson Mandela. In 1994, Dr. Nelson Mandela won the elections and he became the first president of independent South Africa. Now the importance of anti-apartheid struggle. The first is, it increased the true spirit of democracy, and second, give freedom from racial discrimination. These are the 2 importance of anti-apartheid struggle. Now the second topic is various forms of government. In this topic, we'll talk about the two forms of government, democratic government and dictatorial government. These are the two main forms of government. Third is also there, that is monarchy or the monarch, where only king or queen is the ruler. But these two are the main, democratic government and dictatorial government. So first we'll start with the democratic government. Who gives powers to the government to make and implement laws? In a democracy, it is the people who elect their representatives to rule on their behalf. A democratic form of government is always responsible to the people. It is a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. A democratic government is the government in which the citizens have the rights to participate in the governing process and in making important decisions for the welfare of the whole society. A democratic government must fulfill the responsibilities towards the citizens. All citizens are equal. All public offices are open for all. People have the freedom to express their opinion. Government is always responsible to the people. Every citizen can stand as a candidate for any post. So in short, we can say in a democratic government, people have right to choose their government through elections. They are free to give their opinion. They are free to choose their leader, and the government is always responsible to the people. Second is the dictatorial government. It is a government where people have got no rights. It is a one-man show. There is no freedom. The people cannot express their opinions as they like. The people are not free to elect their government or change it according to their desire. The common people cannot aspire for high posts. People are not free to express their opinion. They must act according to the rulers. There is no elections. Even the dictators are not responsible to the people. Now children, if we'll just talk about both the governments, democratic government and dictatorial government. In a democratic government, the elections are there, but in the dictatorial government, there is no election. In democratic government, people have right to express their opinion, but in a dictatorial government, there is no freedom. People cannot express their opinion as they like. The people are not free to elect their government in the dictatorial government, but in the democratic government, people are free to elect their government. In democratic government, the government is always responsible to the people, but in a dictatorial government, they are not responsible to the people. Means the dictators are not responsible to the people. So, this is the two forms of government, democratic government and dictatorial government. There is a third government also, the form of government, that is the monarchy. In monarchy, children, either king or queen, they are the rulers. And their decisions are the final decisions. Now third is the key elements that influence the working of a government. First is the participation. Second, public interest. Third is concern for justice. Fourth is concern for equality. Fifth is dignity. And the sixth is need to resolve conflict. So I'll explain you one by one all the points. Now the first is participation. Participation is an important element in the working of a democratic government. People make decisions in a democracy through voting in elections. People elect their leaders to represent them. These representatives take decisions on behalf of the people. Even every citizen is free to stand as a candidate for any post. Elections provide opportunities to the people to criticize the government and to point out its weaknesses. In a democracy, the government is run according to the wishes of the people. Second is public interest. In a democratic country, nothing should be done to please or satisfy any particular individual or community. Everything should be done keeping in mind the public interest or the interest of all. Third is concern for justice. Justice is an important key element of a democratic government. All should be given justice. All should be equal before law. Now the fourth is concern for equality. It is the duty of a democratic government to provide equality to all its citizens. All citizens are equal in the eyes of a law. Law gives equal protection to all without any discrimination. There is a discrimination against girls and women in our society. Parents desire the birth of a male child more than that of a female child. A girl is given less care and attention in the family than a boy. This is called gender discrimination. The government has exacted various laws to give equality to women. All citizens, irrespective of their caste, creed, color, or faith, must have equal chances to live and make progress. Means, in short, we can say all are equal. There is no discrimination between girl or a boy, man or a woman, upper class or a lower class. No discrimination. All are equal. Now, the fifth point is dignity. If we want a person to be loyal to the country, he should be given all opportunities to live with dignity. The last is need to resolve conflict. Children, conflict means the fight or the problems. India is a country of diversities. People belonging to different castes and religions live here. Therefore, problems or conflicts, or we can say the tensions, are natural in Indian society. So, in every democratic country, the government has a judicial wing or judiciary which solve every problem. So, these are the 6 key elements that influence the working of a government. Now, first question, write one word answer. You have to give answer in one word. Policy of racial discrimination means the difference of white and black, that is apartheid. Second, in which government people have the freedom to express their opinion. Even they have right to give vote, they have right to choose their leader, they have right to express their opinion. That is democratic government. Third is, in which government people are not free to elect their government. People have no right to elect their leaders, choose their leaders. There is no election. That is dictatorial government. Now the questions. Children, in the previous video, we have done what is government, why do we need a government, and what do you mean by universal adult franchise, what are its merits. Now today, I'm giving you 3 more questions. First is, what do you know about the anti-apartheid struggle? What was its importance? The struggle against racial discrimination is called anti-apartheid struggle. It increased the true spirit of democracy and gave freedom from racial discrimination. Second question is, write the key elements that influence the working of a government. First is the participation, then public interest. Third is need to resolve conflict. Fourth is concern for justice. Fifth is concern for equality. And the last is dignity. Next question, distinguish between the democratic government and the dictatorial government, or we can say the dictatorship. So the first point is, in democratic government, people have the freedom to express their opinion. In dictatorial government, people cannot express their opinion as they like. In democratic government, people are free to elect their government. In dictatorial government, people are not free to elect their government. In democratic government, it is responsible to the people, and in dictatorial, it is not responsible to the people. So children, these are the questions. The answers you will get in the PDF file. That's all for today. Thank you.